The DeepSee platform makes it super easy for advertising professionals to automate their time-consuming compliance tasks like creating robust targeting and avoidance lists for their campaigns. But it's also flexible enough to be used for things like creating prospecting lists or doing constant monitoring of your platform and onboarding investigations of new publishers. I'll show you how we would do something like that. So clicking on the left here, we're going to our advanced search. Now you'll see on the left we have a variety of filters with which we can create a new list by. Let's say this is a targeting list for my brand, so I'm going to limit it to the top 100,000 globally ranked sites. And let's say since this is an advertising purpose list, I want to make sure the domains have ads.txt so that I'm only transacting with transparent supply paths. I'll bring down the overall risk score, which is 0 to 100, from 0 to 100 to 50. And for the bloat risk, I'll make sure that's low because I want this to have only sites with the best user experience. So I'll go ahead and search now. All our filters here you can see on the risk section are derived from our crawls. We do behavioral analysis based on interacting with the page like a user would, so we can provide unique insights like if the site has hidden pop-ups or redirects and things like that. So the search is complete. I can either export this right now as a CSV, which I'll do just to show you how that works, or I can save it as a dynamic list. So if this is something I want to reference on an ongoing basis, I can fetch it every day with API endpoint, or I can come here and download the CSV like I just did. So I'll save this as a dynamic list. I'll call it brand targeting list, and I'll create a new dynamic list. So now we've gone to the list section, and we can see the new one, brand targeting list. If I ever want to edit the criteria I use for the filter, I can do that here also. But on the other side of the equation, let's say I already have a list of domains and I just want to enrich it with our risk data. You can create a manual list to do that. So I already have a campaign targeting list here. I'm going to upload the list of domains from CSV. And if there's already something in this list, I could replace it with the contents of the upload with this checkbox. The upload is done. And there you go. And now you can also see a breakdown of this list. You can see it's mostly ranked A and B. If I want to, be notified if the makeup of this list significantly changes, like if we see D's and F's creeping in, that's why I enabled this slider. You can get updates with email, Slack integration, whatever works for you. And then I can export this to CSV, and it'll have things like the rank and the risk factors. And so all I had before was a list of domains, so this is great. The last tab on the left here is the single site investigation suite. So say I heard about a risky site and I want to investigate it further. You see an executive summary which has all the risk types, the ones that we could filter with on the left for the advanced search, and it has an explanation of what they mean. So this site, it produces pop-ups. You can see its rank is quite high actually. It's between 6 and 5,000 in the past 30 days. I can see the sites that send traffic, so these will be the inbound connections. You can see the type of connection, so that's a link, a redirect inbound, and also the outbound connections. You see there are connections by pop-up, which is another unique feature of our platform. And then there's similar sites on the left here, and it tells you things like, does this site share a universal analytics ID with someone else, or do they have a similar ads.txt file? That implies a business relationship. And there are many other types. You can look at our glossary of terms from the website. But hopefully this gives you an idea of what's available. And if you have any questions, please do reach out. Otherwise, get in the dashboard and start playing around. Thanks very much.